You know, of course, that's the battle. You know that. I mean, an entire incarnation of an avatar, Krishna, was precisely to help show us, yes, there is a huge battle to be fought. So we're all fighting that battle. I'm not saying that necessarily helps you, but at least we know that the purpose of this life is to be as present as we can be and to fight that battle. And that's why Swamiji dedicated one of the chapters in Raja Yoga, which everybody in this temple has taken. He says, life is a battlefield. And he gives us an entire chapter on essentially that, because you're saying thoughts of family, thoughts of work. That's what all the Kaurava brothers represent. They represent everything in this world that pulls us out. And Devi just spoke again in one of her talks so beautifully about, this isn't directly your question, I will come back and answer it, but it's relevant, about how impossible it is to try and fight those battles, errant thoughts. How am I going to do better at work? Competition, greed, lust, whatever the problems are that come. You're not saying that. You're saying what comes are thoughts of family, making sure that you're probably taking care of your family in a good way. Or are they doing well? Is your daughter okay? Or thoughts of work, the fear of not being able to do good work to provide food. I think your concerns are probably somewhat uplifted, not God help me not kill that person, but still, it doesn't matter because they get a hold of us and they tug on us, even as they become a little more uplifted. And Devi was saying, you step out in the world, which is your mind. It's completely our minds, and we try and solve the problem here. It's natural. That's what's happening to you in meditation. Your mind kicks in, and it says, whatever, is my daughter okay today? Did she do okay at school? Do I have her in the right school? Am I being a good enough husband? It's all mind stuff. And it's like trying to make our way through a thick miasma of impossibility. In a way, those were not Devi's words, but that's what she was saying. You can't get a hold of it. You can't really solve it out there. But the pull, P-U-L-L, is so strong for every one of us. Here we are, deep devotees, but we just keep getting pulled back out there. And it's shocking. That's how I feel. It's stunning to me when I find myself back out there, misbehaving, getting upset, trying to solve a problem out there. And I say to myself, you know better, but I don't really. I know it, but it's in my mind that I know it. And what meditation is, it's the only place that we can actually get beyond all of that. And yet, it's such a trick, because stilling the heart and the mind are probably the hardest things for a human being to do. I think, in a way, that's our gift, is that we are far enough along on the spiritual path that we begin to know about meditation, and we can enter the struggle in a higher way. We're not on the streets having fist fights, literally, because that's one way that people are trying to feel stronger, take charge of things. We're not stealing money. Do you know, we're not doing those things anymore. That's not what we do. What we do now is we sit and we try to meditate, and we actually go right into the source of the battle, and we march right out onto the battlefield. And the only place that the battle can be solved. You know, this is a good example, though it'll seem away, but the president of Ukraine, whose name is just Zelensky, President Zelensky, is such a fine soul for anybody who's been watching. He is so uplifted and dedicated and steadfast and courageous. He is obviously fighting a real battle, but when you listen to him, if anybody does, and you watch him and you watch the people of that country and where they hold him, you realize he is doing a version of facing the darkness head on. And he is out on the streets letting his people see this is where the battle needs to be fought, and it's a righteous battle. So he's asking people in his country, who would be the Pandavas, not the Pandavas, sorry. Pandavas. Okay, Pandava, if you're watching, the Pandavas, that's who his people would be. And he's saying, this is a righteous battle, come and fight it. So what happens to us when we meditate? It's frustrating to the mind, but it's very good for the soul. Even that effort that says, nope, I'm not thinking about my daughter right now. I'm not going to think about how upset I am with whoever or whatever. I'm not going to think about what I'm making for dinner. It's infinite. It's endless. The beauty of meditation is when we remember to bring it back. So we should not spend too much time outside feeling upset about, of course it's hard. If anybody in this room or online can say, my mind doesn't wander when I meditate, you know, come and meditate with us, help us. But everybody's mind does. Everybody's mind, as long as they're in this human condition. But the joy of bringing it back, and here's what we find. We don't struggle to get it back. I've often said, just pretend like you're pushing away a cloud. You can't really get a hold of it. No, I'm not there. I'm here. Nope, I'm not there. No, not thinking about it. As many times as you need to, and go back to a technique. Go back to Hong Sa, or use, you know, Kriya takes more effort, more discipline in a way. That's why people like to relax into Hong Sa. You don't have to follow your breath. You're not following anything. You're not controlling anything. So just come back into a technique, whatever it is, bring your vision back up. You just keep doing it. What's impossible to believe early on is that as time goes by, you have less of that, or at least you have days where there's less of it, and you go deeper and deeper into your meditation. And that depth, whatever it is for anybody, just being able to be focused, noticing different colors, suddenly realizing that you're seeing the star or a light or a circle, even if you're not going through it yet, you see it. Oh, that's my goal. Look, and you get that feeling that you will be drawn there. And they're so luscious, they're so delicious, they're so centered in God that the next time your mind wanders, it's like anything's worth it. Anything's worth it because the goal is, it's so extraordinary. It's beyond words. It's beyond imagination of expectancy, which is a phrase from the poem Samadhi. But I will add one other thing, and that is, let's all make sure that we remember when we pray at the beginning of meditation. Sometimes we pray at the end because we're in an uplifted state. But when we pray at the beginning of meditation, let's all remember to pray to go beyond mind, to keep our heart still, our mind still, so that less and less thoughts come. Remember to ask for help, because they can do anything for us. They can give us a moment of, I mean, if Master were here, he is here, Master could decide at any moment to give us an experience that we can't even fathom right now. So and not even in meditation, but to clear away a lot of the things in our life that trouble us. There's nothing that's beyond them. There's a lot that's beyond us. But if we remember to ask for help, it comes. Is that useful, Pranat?